Okay, I hear a lot of super cruise booms. Alright. Okay, everybody from my list is inside here. Oh, someone actually has a fighter around here. All right.
Four, three, two, one, engage.
Hello, Commanders. This is Brackus Black, aka Flurblrasok, coming to you live from Base Camp 10. Today we don't have Henke here, so you'll have the pleasure of me and, as usual, a guest. Our guest today is Commander Wonderflow, who
Hello.
graciously has accepted to be our guest. Welcome to you, Commander Wonderflow.
Thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be here.
It's our pleasure. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine today. Just had a pretty rough and cold work week of minus 30 degrees on the way in and out of work. Nice
Oh
to have
dear.
a weekend to relax.
Yeah. Oh dear, that sounds very cold indeed. But you know what? Out here in space, it's even
Yeah, that is
colder.
true.
So I mentioned Henka won't be here, but Henka told me to say hello to everybody and wish everybody a great mass jump. So greetings to you, Henka, even if though you're not here today. Commander, can you tell us a bit about your background, your commander background?
Well, Elite is the first. Elite Dangerous is the first game of the series I'm playing, even though as a teenager I played a lot of space games, but the time I got into gaming, it was really the last breaths of the space genre at that time, and then it disappeared for a decade. So it's not really first time I'm flying, but first time I'm flying in Elite Universe.
Hmm. So, what was your first space game?
I don't quite remember. I used to play a lot of demos or server versions of many space games at the time. I think the first one I really played was Free Space 2.
Hmm. Was that on the PC or some game console? Or?
PC. I have always been just a PC gamer.
Hmm. So you're not playing on PlayStation 4 or Xbox?
No, I'm not. And I got Elite into the last phases of the beta, or I didn't own the beta, but when they had the training missions as a demo, I tried them, spent about 10 hours in them, beat the advanced training, advanced combat training, and then I decided that yes, I want more of this game and pre-ordered it. Like I think it was 2 or 3 days before launch.
Good timing, very good timing. So where did you
Yeah,
hear about Elite Dangerous?
I actually first time I heard about the game was some kind of list from PC Gaming website or PC Gamer,
Hmm.
and there was like this 25 space games worth playing,
Hmm.
and there was at some point of that list there was Elite Dangerous and listed as coming soon-ish, and I think there was Star Citizen, and
Hmm.
I'm not sure it was No Man's Sky. I don't think it was announced yet.
So you have been playing Elite Dangerous quite a long time, Wonderflow.
Yeah, I have. Although I took a about a year's break after the Horizons launched.
Hmm.
I
So
was at the time I didn't have that much money to throw in $50 for, as I saw it, a pay to receive further updates program.
hmm. But
The
now you have Horizons,
Horizons,
right?
yeah, I do. The Horizons was a bit weird from a usual after launch monetization programs.
Hmm.
It's quite not a DLC pass, as this is an online game and it still continues to be in the same universe,
Hmm.
but it's not quite an expansion pass because it's not out yet, or all of it isn't out or wasn't. So a bit weird, and I quite at the time I didn't like the way they were doing it.
Hmm. So what changed your mind?
I think I'm not sure actually why I ended up buying it and coming back. A lot of about I always followed their community around, especially on Reddit,
Hmm.
and I always liked it. And then I think like now it's good time to come back. There was 2.2, I believe, coming at the time,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I think like there is now seems to be enough content in the Horizons, and my financial situation has improved, so I can buy it. And I think Horizons was a lot cheaper already, so I decided that it's good timing to come back.
So what do you think of the development of Elite Dangerous from the very beginning and what we are playing right now?
Well, I think it has been somewhat adding just features that barely work, or they work but they don't have any use.
Hmm.
And I think it's getting a lot better nowadays with already the changes in 3.0 and so on.
Hmm. Yeah. So what do you think about 3.0 so far?
As far as I have been able to access it, aka landing on planets and collecting stuff, it's been an upgrade,
Hmm.
definitely. The planet I scouted a planet before the update to say like this is good materials. I'll land on there once the update hits live.
Hmm.
And when I landed there, it was almost like ocean blue color. It was really amazing looking planet
Hmm.
after the patch.
Yeah, I like the colors too. The prior to 3.0, the colors were much too similar to each other. So I definitely like the wider scale of the colors. They are now in.
And now that I have spent time collecting materials on the base camp planet, going in and around it to a few different locations, it's really amazing how you can get different looking views on the same planet.
Yeah, yeah, and you couldn't get that much prior to 3.0. That's a definite improvement. So you mentioned materials. What do you think of the change to the material storage has been implemented?
Well, I think it has been definite improvement. I don't have to look at the contacts panel anymore what to pick up. I just use my head tracking to look at stuff and press select in front
Hmm.
on my joystick, and it's just so fast to collect everything.
So that is a change in the way you have or are collecting materials now.
Yeah, that's a big change.
So have you filled all your storage to the breaking point now, or just slowly getting there?
I have filled everything I can get on this planet.
Hmm.
That's I didn't the planet I stopped before or just after 2.3.0 hit. I just did a small get everything I need, get enough carbon
Hmm.
so that my Champonium levels are back in track and
Hmm.
not limited by the amount of carbon I have. And I just managed to get
Hmm.
to here, and then I spent on this planet the rest of the time. I think last 2 days.
What do you think about the change to the Champonium recipe?
Well, there's not for me not really much about to think. It's just carbon. It's so common, and
Hmm.
although it's a bit annoying that nowadays even J3s use germanium also.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, prior to 3.0, I spent a lot of time searching for vanadium, which was a kind of surprise for me because that wasn't what I thought I would be looking for initially. I thought I would be hunting uh, everywhere for niobium, but turns out I was looking for vanadium. But I guess now that the new vanadium in 3.0 would be germanium and carbon.
yeah, definitely.
I was also a bit surprised that they added carbon to the recipe because I didn't mind it so much because you can always find carbon. But I was thinking of the explorers that didn't know about the change and were stuck in a sparsely populated area of space, and they would be stuck because if they didn't have any carbon on board, then they would be stuck. I was a bit surprised that Frontier didn't give all others default amount of carbon, so nobody would get stuck on account of not having any carbon on board. That was a
Yeah,
bit
that's
surprised for me.
yeah. Have to admit. But then again, you'd have to be really unlucky to hit a point like that. You have no carbon, and there is no planet you can get it
Mm.
from the
But
system you are.
yeah, unless you're flying in a ship, for instance, an Imperial Courier, and are somewhere near the edge of the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about your ship, um, why did you take this particular ship on the expedition?
I actually had a quite a long test period of when I tested all the different ships. I basically took the least annoying ship I can get.
Hmm.
I didn't wanna get stuck like Henka did in his Anaconda. I really don't like this ship, but it's so good for the trip, and
Hmm.
then decided to turn back and get a new one.
Oh.
And
So,
I let me see. I now have 50 million credits after the sold data to Station X.
hmm.
So
Oh.
the price was always limiting factor. I couldn't get an ASP X,
Hmm.
so that was just I needed to get a ship that has a 6 slots and can jump somewhat decent amounts.
Hmm. Okay, so the amount of credits was the limiting factor for you.
Yeah, this is a new account. I bought it a bit over a year ago,
Hmm.
and just started, and it was always my objective to just get out there in a as cheap ship as possible.
Hmm. So this is not your primary account. This is your old account you are flying with.
Yeah, I had my main account. I did some exploring. I found it really relaxing, but at the same time, I really enjoyed bounty hunting and
Hmm.
going to conflict zones. And I just thought if it would be much more enjoyable just to get an account, fly somewhere, and never come back, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah.
I found out about this expedition that is basically fly somewhere, never come back.
Well, we are coming back for sure on this
Yeah,
expedition, but I guess you can just keep going round and round as many times as you like.
yeah, it's we are coming back, but it's
Yeah, we
really
are
a
coming back.
long haul.
Yeah, it is a long haul, but I've noticed on Discord that some commanders think that this haul, this journey around the trip isn't long enough for them, and they need to travel much more than we can offer them. So they have a lot of jumps, a lot of light years under their coat. I'm thinking about Commander Nimdog and Gang and Jackie, who changes ships more often than most of us changes underpants. They have a lot of jumps. When I see their videos from the great site or videos great where you can upload your ship log and get a video created, and that is just amazing to see the journey they have. That is
Yeah,
really great.
that's really amazing.
What made you join the Dead Ends expedition?
Well, I was again, I just got the alt account. I was doing exploration of my own, looking for just seeing the forums, the Fleetcom Discord, where I was from the distant star expeditions,
Mhm.
and I just saw that, well, looked at expeditions, what they were offering, what they were requiring, and then I just saw this. I thought that this is such a crazy trip. It's really fitting fun for me.
So you apply the crazy criteria for selecting an expedition.
Yeah,
Well, I guess this one is crazy, and I'm not sure anyone can think of a journey that is, or an expedition that is even more crazier than this one, other than perhaps um, the DECE 2, where we include arms end, because I forgot to include arms end on this journey, and to this day I'm not quite sure why I didn't include arms end journey, but on DCE 2 I will make sure to include arms end. I
yeah.
did you take challenge to go to arms end, or did you say no, this courier will stay?
I I couldn't even get all the waypoints we had in the
Hmm. Yeah.
far reaches of outer arm, so no way I could have get to the arm's end.
So your jump range is about 36, right?
Yeah, yeah. I actually had this career in around, I think, 40 light year jump range
Mm-hmm.
before the expedition, or at the time when I signed up. But then when I was ready about in March, and then we had the launch date in October. So I just went to engineers, and suddenly I decided that I'm gonna put enhanced performance thrusters on this thing and
Oh.
so on. And I decided there was really, I thought, like, how much am I willing to sacrifice my
Mm.
jump range? And
Yeah.
then I loaded up a Coriolis website, inputted an ASP-X with two SRVs,
Mm-hmm.
basically a build that I would take an ASP-X out exploring,
Yeah.
seen what range it had without engineering, and decided, okay, I'm not going under this range. And
Yeah.
then I just engineered the hell out of this, threw every nut and bolt out of the cockpit I could, s- so that this still stays together.
Mm. Yeah. So you have an aspect for this account, or do you just have the iCourier?
I just have the career.
Hmm.
It's never supposed to be. I actually had a DBX. I spent
Mm-hmm.
went out with I. It was some absolutely cutthroat FSD on it, but I decided that I wanna take a ship that is a bit more fun.
Hmm. So you put the enhanced performance thrusters on your iCourier. Just out of curiosity, how fast can you fly in normal space with that one?
On my full tank, I can boost to 660, and I don't even know. Let's see, right now. Uh, right this moment, I can go 702
Yeah.
with my half fuel tank.
Uh, I can imagine that would invite to some fairly crazy canyon races, right?
Yeah, I do that sometimes,
You
but
do canyon
it's not
races.
like I could permanently boost. So
Oh, And boosting in a canyon is always associated with some kind of risk.
Yeah.
Canyons have walls, you
Although,
know.
yeah, they do. I usually just fly with 2 pips in engine, 4
Yeah.
in shields, and just
Mm. Yeah.
a casual cruising around, looking at the scenery.
Yeah. And the scenery now has been improved in 3.0, and when we get to chapter 4, it will be even better, where they will
Yeah, I
change the
can't wait one
landscape
day.
itself.
Yeah.
You mentioned another expedition, the Distant Stars expedition. What was that expedition about?
That was a expedition to chart out the, I believe it was Cancri cluster, a
Mm.
suicide mission,
Mm.
and
Suicide
I
mission.
really enjoyed that time. We
Mm.
went by jumping a 300 something light years jump from a neutron star to a cluster of stars
Mm.
and charted the whole cluster
Mm.
en masse and went back by making an absolute massive graveyard of anacondas, few asps, and I think one of 2 diamondback explorers.
Ah, cool. And that was because you didn't have a Newton star to get you back to normal space or bubble space or
Yeah,
whatever space.
there was no
Oh,
way to return from the neutron jump.
yeah. So you had to suicide to get out.
Yeah, that was.
Was there any talk of getting a station there or a megaship there to port all of you out?
I don't think so.
Oh, so the
There
only
has
way
been.
back was suicide.
Yeah, that was the only way back. I think there has now been some kind of proposals to get a megaship to get in and out of that place, but I'm not sure if Frontier is listening to that one.
Hmm. So I heard a story about the Distant Stars expedition, and the commander managed to get his tag on some of the systems in the Kangri cluster.
Yeah, there was an unfortunate accident with Frontier support.
Hmm. Oh, so it was
There,
unintended.
yeah, that was unintended. He basically got stuck into the tail of the neutron star and he contacted Frontier support, but then decided that, oh wait, I'll just self-destruct and fly back here. It's not that long of a journey. He
Mm-hmm.
flew back, went to the cluster, and after that, the Frontier support said like, okay, we moved you out of the neutron star's tail, and suddenly he was back in the jumpable space in the neutron star. We jumped to the cluster,
Hmm.
and well, then he decided to go back and
Hmm.
sell the data.
Nice. I also heard some fuel rat managed to get back because he used the double double Newton star boost, so he could get into the Kangri cluster, but just one jump in, and then he could jump back because he had the double jump.
Yeah, that there was few guys who did that. I think even the expedition organizers got their tags on the first system.
Hmm.
That why double jumping from neutron star.
Nice. I heard that the Newton star double boost has been removed.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
I
I also
haven't
heard that
really
one
paid
one of
attention.
our commanders on the expedition, he mentioned he made a double boost. So I'm not sure whether or not the double boost feature still exists.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but that's a really niche case of
Yeah,
having any use of that.
yeah, it is. And and funny you should say that because I saw a thread on the forum yesterday or day before yesterday about a commander who got stuck in the bottom of the core. He jumped from a nuisance star. He had a boost and he jumped to a system and he realized that, whoops, I can't get back because I jumped into a region where I could only reach it via a neutron star boost. So he got stuck and asked for help, but well, even the fuel rats can't help get you out of that kind of trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of a big trouble.
Yeah, he said that too in his thread. I think he ended up doing a suicide. He got out, but not in a good way.
Yeah, at least we have the suicide button.
Yeah, yeah, we do have that. I think I've used it a couple of times. I myself got into a similar couple. No, I jumped into a system with no fuel, and was it? I tried to hit the ceiling above Shinrada Desra, and I got into a system where there was no scoopable stars, and I didn't have fuel enough to go back. So I ended up suiciding. I didn't want to call the fuel rats because so I would have to wait, and I didn't have the patience to do that. So yes, there wasn't any big loss of exploration data. So bye, Anacon. There you go. Sometimes you have to suicide.
Yeah, sometimes you have to.
What do you think of the expedition so far, Wonderful?
Well, it certainly has been a crazy journey so far.
Hmm.
I have never even imagined it before this expedition to see a scene like this
Hmm.
with almost complete blackness on the other side and just a bright line of the galaxy.
Yeah, it is a little bit disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and all the jumps you have to do in your Ikoria, they are not tiring you out. Still have energy to proceed on the journey.
I kind of find the journey pretty relaxing
Hmm.
for the most part. Most part. Sometimes I curse about the things routes the navigation computer gives me.
Hmm.
Something like 10 jumps over a gap that I can jump with just dumping a bit of fuel or something like that.
Yeah, but I can tell you, Wonderful, that just that's not only happening for an Ikoria. I get that too.
Yeah,
Sometimes
everyone gets that.
I have the choice of using Jumponium for one jump only, and the route plotter says, okay, I can plot your route, but you have to go use these 8 jumps to get to the point where you want to. So it's not just for iCouriers that the route plotter gives you alternate routes. Also happens for longer range ships.
Yeah,
But it's kind of funny to see the routes it proposes because sometimes it's one big circle and sometimes it's kind of a winding stairs to the destinations get plotted. It looks really funny in the goal map.
yeah, it's and for me, I have traveled this expedition in. Well, I haven't done any detours, but I'm usually not taking the straight route from waypoint to waypoint.
Mm.
I'm doing some kind of curves or going up or down the plane or something else to differentiate my path from the others.
Mm. Are there any particular systems you are looking for? Class A
Well,
stars or Class B, or are you looking for neutrons or black holes or
I don't
anything
have
else?
really that much. I'm basically checking for ringed gas giants or ringed planet anyway,
Mm.
and trying to see what kind of things I can find from them.
When you go into system, how much do you scan from a system?
For most part, I just do an ADS, check the system map of what is there, and just go to the next one.
Mm.
Unless there is something eye-catching or something special, I most times I even skip water worlds if they are by themselves.
Mm.
I just scan them. If there's like system with 3 water worlds, then I'm like, okay, I'm better scanning this whole system.
Yeah.
Or
So, so if there is anything special in the system, you may scan the whole system.
yeah, I usually sometimes I just do a quick check like this gas giant with its moons looks interesting, potentially interesting. I go check that. I scan the star and continue to next one.
Mm.
But if there's really something interesting in the system, I just scan it as a whole.
Yeah. Have you submitted any posts to the Galaxy Hub?
I have submitted 2 points so far.
Oh.
One with the planet orbiting gas giants almost touching the rings, and
Mm-hmm.
one where it was a really wide third set of rings with planets in between,
I
or moons
remember
rather.
that one. Yeah. That is not something you see very often.
Definitely not.
Oh. I don't think I ever seen a system like that myself. So I guess that is something still on my exploration bucket list.
Yeah, I have collected a Google Docs sheet for many of the calculations, like convert calculating the gravity of a planet without scanning it,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
just from the data. And I think I have some calculation of things for the rings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite remember what I had there. And
So,
then some comparisons between star and planet masses,
mm-hmm.
just conversion of how much this planet is in solar masses or how much this star is in earth masses, for the situations when you look like there's gas giant orbiting a brown dwarf
Mm-hmm.
and the gas giant looks bigger or something like that. Just checking out how the math goes. So which one of these is actually bigger and how close is that gas giant of becoming a star?
Mm. So how close is it to the threshold, to
Yeah,
the star
I
threshold?
actually I'm not so very well known about the physics of things, but I still like to look at if there is much of a mass differences.
Mm-hmm. So have you found any gas giants that surprised you weren't a star?
I think there has been, well, the one at least I made the calculations for.
Mm-hmm.
I checked the masses and it's like there was it like 90 percent of the mass of the star it was orbiting around, or something like that.
So how do we go about calculating the gravity for a body?
Just
You need the radius, right? And the mass?
radius and mass.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
Just these
that's it.
two measurements. And nothing more. That's it.
Let me see the calculation I have. Calculates Earth masses, radius, and I'm not sure what the other number, but I don't quite remember the other number. But it's basically planet mass time, not time, divided by the radius time in potential of 2, and I'm really bad at English maths. Let's just, I can't formulate them
That's no problem.
or explain.
That's no. Do we have any special objectives and goals for your journey on the expedition?
Basically, to complete it, or at least get to Beagle Point.
Uh, and you know what? We are really close to Beagle Point now.
Yeah, we are.
Not that long. 2 months, and we should be at Beagle Point. Our ETA
This
on
is,
Beagle Point is the 5th of May.
yeah, this is so far, I think, 3 times the distance of my previous trip without any stations. I have just gone from Bubble to Colonia, and that has been the longest distance I have covered without any stations so far.
Yeah, well, definitely this one will beat any prior records any commanders have had, except for a few commanders. Perhaps maybe Chiki, Hanakura, maybe. But yeah, definitely this journey, this expedition is without parallel. So you hope to get to Beagle Point, and that will be close, and you also hope to complete the
Yeah, that's. I'm really, before this exploration, I hadn't taken any long trips, so I have fell to the stars few times, and especially in the beginning. And well, now it's a long time since I have last time flown to any exclusion zones. So I'm hoping I can survive this. At least the death will not come by the slow ticks anymore, it seems. You never know if happens something like we stay like this and the planet comes and crashes into us.
Yeah, I also guess in your case, Wonderflow, it depends on how many canyon races you will be doing, right?
Yeah, that's a factor, but it's still I have built my ship so well that I can basically, if I have full pips to shield, a single crash will not take them out.
Oh, even at 700 meters per second?
Yep,
Oh,
I can just boost the surface of the planet and I will be
wow,
fine.
that is some awesome shields you have there.
Well, it's the perks of the carrier shield.
It is. It is. You have very excellent shields. A courier takes a somewhat longer time to take out than, for instance, an eagle or a viper. The courier definitely has very good shield.
Yeah, it has better shields than Imperial Clipper.
Yeah, yeah, it does. The shield on an Imperial Clipper is surprisingly, even
Yeah.
if you go up against a deadly or elite. Haikuri does have. So arrive at Beagle Point and complete the journey. That's funny, Wonderflow, because those are my goals too.
Yeah, I don't have any special things. I have basically just hope to find a place to submit to the galactic mapping project,
Hmm?
and I have done that 2 times already.
Yeah, you found two already. I've just submitted one. So you are one ahead of me. I need to find another one.
Then again, there is something I wish to find. First, discovery of its type of star or other celestial bodies.
Hmm.
I haven't found any Wolfray yet, but I don't think that's really a possibility in this expedition.
No, I would be
Or well,
surprised if anyone
might be
finds a
possible,
Wolfray
but
out here.
odds are really against you if that's the goal.
Yeah, yeah. I found an O-class star recently, but it was a more densely populated area of space, and I had to go up a bit. So, but I was a little bit surprised that I found an O-class star.
Yeah, I found an O class in the gap also.
Hmm. Yeah.
I or it was just before the lesser dense area,
Hmm.
and I just took the method you and I don't know who was the other one told search
The
for the
AA,
A
that's
stars,
a yeah,
and
yeah.
then
That's a
I
very good
found
trick.
a O class and decided I haven't seen one of those for a long time. I'll go check it out.
Yeah. The O-class stars, they are really awesome. They are really big and really light. I like those ones. Like O-class. Saw a video from another commander who's done an expedition, and she loved the O-class stars, and her video was really awesome. I can't remember her name or the name of the video, but she made a fantastic video of O-class stars, especially binary ones, where she took a footage. She took a flip where she passed the one star, and suddenly the other star appeared behind the first O-class stars. Had a lot of those,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
that was
I
really an
also
awesome video.
yeah, I also found a my first Herbig star from the same system with the O star.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That
Yeah.
was personal milestone. I haven't, at least I think I haven't seen a Herbig star before.
Mm. Yeah, the Herbig stars, they are crazy. They are really crazy. They can look in a multiple different ways. They don't have the same color all the time, and they are really crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Herbig. Yeah. So I'm asking in Discord if all the stragglers have arrived yet. They have. We will do the mass jump. Otherwise, we will wait for Ian. Damn it.
I think somebody made the jump already, at least
Oh,
according
really?
to my galaxy map.
They are too soon. Um, so, we have any comments you want to end the interview with? Wonderful.
Well, fly safe and don't let the credits become the
Mhm.
block for your exploration. It's not about the ship, it's about the journey.
Yeah, it's about the job. So I think I will announce that at 16:05 we will do the mass jump. Thank you very much for joining the DCE
Frameshift charge
talk show
detected.
Wonderflow. Has been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be here.
And just a shout out to Henka if you are listening to us. You will be joining us at BC11. And to all you other commanders, have a great time, have a great mass jump, and stay safe. And we will see you in the black.
Stay safe and enjoy the new planets.